On the seventh skein of Christmas my postman gave to me 7 cranked up sock tubes. Hello, so today I'm going to be talking about Charlie Button yarns, and I also thought, because I've put in a picture at the start of a wheel of socks that Charlie has made on her vintage sock cranking machine, that I would just talk a little bit about that. So on her she's called @cranky_lady on Instagram, and she's been cranking out socks in like I think it's like a self-striping yarn from West Yorkshire Spinners, and she's been doing it on her vintage cranking machine, and it's all metal and it just has a handle and it basically makes tubes. So I've never seen a wheel of socks before, but the idea is that you cut both ends and you can put in an afterthought heel and a little toe on the end and put the rib in different colours or something. So you just made out of that tube. So she's been making some of those up over the holidays. And if you were interested in seeing her cranking out some socks on her machine, which is really cool, I've never seen it before, then you should definitely watch her Vlogmas, which is Vlogmas 2020 for Yarn Ambassador, and it's day 6 that it's on, and she just shows you sort of the process and what she does, and I think she talks a little bit about how she went about buying it, and I found that really interesting because I don't think there are many people that have got a vintage sock cranking machine. Yeah, so I'm going to talk a little bit about her Ryeland wool now, and I ordered that from Ange at Yarn and Yarns, and that's the shop, but Charlie stocks her British breeds boxes and things in Ange's shop. You can also see some of the cranked up socks. There's like a candle and some stripy socks. I think they're next to a tree. Anyway, you've just seen them. Yeah, so those are her socks as well, and they're really festive. I can't believe it has even come to day 7 yet. So yeah, I'm really excited to show you some things I've been making. I don't usually do crocheting, so it's been quite interesting to see what I could come up with. Yep, so this is the, let me grab it, Charlie Button's yarn that I got recently, and Charlie is also known as Yarn Ambassador. She's got her own vlog, and she's kindly been looking at my British Breeds advent calendar throughout Vlogmas. So if you want to check out her Vlogmas, she'll be looking at all the different breeds. So there's Southdown, Texel, Romney, Llyn, Portland, Ryeland, Soay, Manx, Texel, Devon Closewool, Whiteface Woodland, Cheviot, Cotswold, Polled Dorset, can I remember all of them? Jacobs, North Ronaldsay. Okay, I'm out. Was that 24? I feel a bit like I'm on the ball. They should do a power up round for sheep breeds. I'm not sure if that's a bit niche. Anyway, back to the wool. So yeah, Charlie does her own Lancashire brew, she calls it. Lancashire grown sheep's wool. I think it's her neighbours who have Jacobs and Manx, and she takes that wool and takes it to a lady who has I think it's a one-woman spinning mill nearby her, and they come up with this. So it does come up with quite a rustic effect, which I really liked it for crocheting, and it's really soft as well. And I've just, yeah, you can see the texture on this mitten. I haven't finished it. I think I'm gonna do something white here, maybe make the thumb white. I haven't decided yet, but that's a bit of a work in progress. And here's a little look at the texture that I was talking about earlier. Here's a picture of the little Ryeland teddy bear sheep that I mentioned. It wasn't quite in focus earlier, and this is from the Field Guide to Fleece. We met one at the Morton and Marsh show that was called Valentine, and it was such a lovely sheep. It loved you giving it a little pat, and it really stood well. The Ryeland was originally known for merino-like softness. Queen Elizabeth I was given some Ryeland stockings, and they spoiled her for stockings made of any other wool. She was really interested in wool though. She actually made it the law that you had to wear a woolly hat on Sunday, and that meant that all of the country had to buy wool, and it really improved the wool industry. Let's have a look at the questions that I asked Charlie, and she kindly sent me some stuff back. So, why did you start making yarn? And she said, I couldn't bear the thought of these fleeces going to waste and being deemed to have no value. So some fleeces just get thrown on the compost, and it's such a shame because like some of those Ushant fleeces that I picked up, they were just amazing to work with and would be such a shame to go to waste. So yes, sheep's wool is an incredibly valuable and sustainable resource. For centuries in Britain, up until relatively recently, we have understood the precious worth of fleece, and yet now it is being overlooked for cheaper synthetic alternatives that are actually damaging our environment. I wanted to do some part to reverse that thinking. Cool. Number 2, what is your favourite thing about what you do? And she said, I love the aspect of creation, of taking something raw and transforming it into something with different properties. Probably why I'm a knitter. Making yarn from raw fleece is the next extension of that. What is your favourite thing about sheep? Their variety. When we're in school we see pictures and draw generic fluffy white sheep, and yet there's a veritable rainbow of breeds out there. Outside of farming, and maybe some keen knitters and spinners, that's relatively unknown. They all come with their own personalities and characters, and aren't the boring chewers that they are known as in popular culture. I've never heard them being called boring chewers, but actually, I watched loads of Shaun the Sheep over the holidays, and it was slowly occurring to me, like, what breed of sheep is Shaun the Sheep? Like, Shirley's a fat sheep, and Timmy is a tiny little sheep, and they've all got black faces. But I wonder what sheep they were based on. I'm going to Google that and I'll put it down here. What type of sheep is Shaun the Sheep? We need to know this important information, guys. What have you had to change due to COVID? The biggest change COVID has brought about on me is being rooted in one place. Pre-COVID, I was travelling for work and constantly on the move. This year, I've enjoyed being still and appreciating the seasons and the annual cycles taking place in slow motion in front of my eyes. And what is your favourite thing about Christmas? Oh, this is a nice answer. That feeling of cosy togetherness, of hunkering down and enjoying the dark outside and the warmth and lights inside. We're a total bunch of hedonists in our family, and our tradition is that we're allowed to select one present to open on Christmas Eve, so we don't burst with excitement. Oh, I bet they've had a nice, a fun Christmas. Right. think that's it. Oh, I got this for Christmas. So yeah, there was like one tote bag left in the shop when I got it. So I treated myself. And if you've been watching the Yarn Ambassador vlog, she's been looking at the tea towel that I put in her calendar. So I could probably show you the Ryeland here. Oh, I feel just like Charlie Buttons looking at the tea towel.
Oh no, has it made it onto the tea towel? Ryeland. I feel like I should be able to recognise it from here. Oh, this is weird. I was looking for a brown sheet because I've only ever seen a brown Ryeland. But there is a white Ryeland as well. It's pretty strange, isn't it? I quite like the brown ones because you don't always get brown wool. All of these on here are quite... But then white's quite good for dyeing on top of. That's why the Jacobs is so versatile. You can take the white bits of the fleece and the black bits of the fleece and separate them and have two different colours and use the white for dyeing. Or you can mix the black and the white, and when it gets mixed together it comes out grey.
Oh, this is weird. I was looking for a brown sheep because I've only ever seen a brown Ryeland. But there is a white Ryeland as well. It's really strange, isn't it? I quite like the brown ones because you don't always get brown wool. All of these on here are quite... But then white's quite good for dyeing on top of. That's why the Jacobs is so versatile. You can take the white bit of the fleece and the black bits of the fleece and separate them and have two different colours and use the white for dyeing. Or you can mix the black and the white, and when it gets mixed together it comes out grey. Oh, this is what I'm thinking about Jacobs. I was thinking I might do a video of me spinning this up, this Jacobs, up on my spinning wheel, if I get around to it. Oh, did I say that's from the Woolist? Anyway, I'm talking about her a little bit later, so you'll hear more about her in a future episode of this mini-series, The 12 Skeins of Christmas. Okay, I hope you're having a lovely New Year's Day. Right, so we're coming to the end of this episode, and I'd just like to thank everyone who's been watching these videos and who's come along for the ride. It's been really nice to see your comments. Thanks to Charlie from Charlie Button Yarns, who's made the Ryeland wool this today, and Ange from Yarn and Yarns has commented and said she's going to dig out some Armscott Manor Portland wool from her stash, as well as Priska. I don't know if that's how you pronounce your name, but she's from the Netherlands, and she said there's a lovely flock of Ushant sheep by her house, and she said they're such a versatile fleece and they're lovely to work with. Yeah, so that was nice. And Rosie, who makes the elves, she said she's been loving the podcast as well. And Sarah from Balnahard said she liked my hat, so I've given it another outing. I'm so far making another one. I'm not sure I'll have enough, but we'll see how that goes. Maybe it'll have a little design stripe of a different colour in it, I don't know. So yeah, that's the end of today, and it's New Year's Eve. It's only 4 p.m. at the moment, so I've got a virgin Bucks fizz. But to be honest, it is quite dark outside, so I probably wouldn't be wrong to have a little tipple right now. Anyway, so I thought I'd just say happy 2021, and here's to lots of new adventures and woolly fun in 2021. Bye.